Friday night, you were a point ahead of Rami. A lot of people had you winning, including me.
Me too. I had Brandon winning. Me too, me too. What's up guys, welcome back again in my YouTube channel Joan Segala in the bodybuilding podcast session. So today, this is the really recently interview Brandon Curry by Ron Harris in the Muscular Development Magazine YouTube videos. Brandon Curry was prepping for ARNOLD Classic 2022 and he was on the prep right now. And of course he was in diet. And I hope Brandon it's not really sensitive and really easy to get mad because he was diet right now I think and he was preparing so hard. So let's see and let's hear. Okay, what's Brandon Curry preparing, how he feels like, how he planning for Arnold Classic, and what his thought and what his opinion about Big Remy. Okay, before we go jump up into it, please click the bell button, subscribe, ring that bell, and let's go. Let's hear what's the Brandon Curry opinion and what's his plan for Arnold Classic, who really gonna be held soon.
It's a matter of this, it's a matter of opinion in the sport. What kind of physique do you like better? A lot of people like your physique better than they liked Rami's. In the end, Rami got his second win, but did it make you feel good to know that a large percentage of people out there, fans, media people, preferred you for the win?
Of course, if I be Brandon Curry, I will be happy so much. I will be, really glad a lot because most of the people percentage really support me and want me to winning the show. Okay, the biggest show in the Mr. Olympia. Of course, I really, some kind like really get the happy and really proud of myself. That's what I feels like if I be Brandon Curry.
This sport is all about the fans for me, man, and that's what keeps us really driven and active in the sport. And without the fans, we would be nothing. So definitely, that makes me feel definitely brings some gratification to the hard work that you put in for sure. So yeah, the fans are everything, man, and for them to support me and some of this, I've had so much support since then. So and feeling the love and everybody rooting for me, man, it's a great impact, man. It's pretty much like winning in a sense. So.
Wow, I really feel comfortable to hear Brandon Curry said like that. I think Brandon Curry is so humble. He's really, have the kind attitude, really great, behavior. He not really arrogant. If we had what he said before, right? And I think this is really the most difficult things when it comes to the competitors because they always feel I'm not saying the specific name, okay, because I think most of the competitors and most of the we can say younger coming bodybuilder or maybe the old bodybuilder who really some kind like the best and great history in the bodybuilding, they always always give it proud for themselves, okay. They always talking to others competitor, oh, he's not as good as me when I really actively competitors. That the most general and the most can we found competitors, even it's that coming up bodybuilder, even it's that the old school bodybuilder, we always say it and we always heard they always talking and give it proud about themselves. But Brandon Curry, I really happy and I'm really glad. He really humble and he not really arrogant about himself. And he always thank you and say thank you to all of the fans because the fans really support him and can make him, be as popular as Brandon Curry right now.
We're a few weeks away now from the 2022 Arnold Classic. You have not been on that stage in Columbus, Ohio since 2019, and that was a great year for you. That was a great show for you. A lot of people felt you looked better there than the Olympia a few months later. A lot of people think that's the best they've seen you. The package was just crisp, full, round, just an amazing package you brought to the Arnold. Do you think that was the best look you've had on stage so far, or is there another show that you prefer?
Well, to be honest, I really prefer that Brandon Curry looks like in a Mr. Olympia 2020. I mean like 2021, okay, 2021 Brandon Curry. That's the really best Brandon Curry, I think. You know, he looks more bigger, he looks more, improved, heavier, and at the same time, he really, getting bigger and conditions at the same time. Well, we're not saying really like ultra shredded, right? But really, the most conditioning and bigger Brandon Curry ever, I think, in the Mr. Olympia 2021. But I really looking forward the version of Brandon Curry in the ARNOLD Classic 2022. If Brandon Curry can look the same as Mr. Olympia 2021, or maybe Brandon Curry gonna bring the package like Brandon Curry in the ARNOLD Classic 2019. I don't know, but let's see. I'm really get interesting right now.
I think it was a combination of all the variables, including the ones that I'm in control of and outside of me, that made that package great. Because I know the lighting on the stage, some of the camera work there was excellent. That just enhanced the package that I brought and let the fans enjoy that package a little bit more. When looking back and reminiscing on that production, it was well done that year, and I brought a look that just magnified the work that they did to bring such a great production. So
that's really the most difficult things in bodybuilding, we can say. Okay, maybe you look good and you look perfect in your favorite posing room when you practice your posing before you go hit on stage, but on the stage it's different story. Okay, the lighting and the camera, it's really can change just by 1 second your physique. Okay, so you have to really some kind like have the experience and really good at this sport. Okay, because you can looks good in certain place, but it's not the same on the stage when you're hit this competition, when you're hit the show. That's really one of the most difficult things, I think, in bodybuilding sport. You really need to knowing and balancing and really handle yourself to look good in the camera, in the show, and in front of the fans and in front of all of the people.
always be iconic. Is it my best? I don't actually know, because the conditions have not been quite the same. But I think I've brought some looks that have been pretty close in conditioning. But sometimes I've also brought some fuller looks, which sometimes I prefer. This just depends on the matchups.
Yeah. I love Brandon Curry, the conditioning version, but really looks fuller at the same time. Well, it's really hard. It's really hard. I know it's really almost impossible. Well, I mean, like, it's not impossible, but it's hard to get that level and get that standpoint, right? I think it's really not for Brandon Curry, but for all of the competitors, it's really hard. You have the look fuller, but most conditioning, but really look shredded at the same time. It's really the most difficult things ever.
I mean, now that you know your main opponent, the guy you got to take out is Ramy, and conditioning has never been spectacular on Ramy. Let's be honest, but big and full. I mean, it's in his name, big. Do you intentionally bring a fuller look to the Olympia, knowing that that's the guy you got to take out?
Yeah, that's exactly what we pretty much did in last year. We bought a fuller package knowing we're going to compete against Ramy. So I was substantially heavier than I was the previous year on stage, and I can't remember exactly the details. My coach knows exactly, but yeah, we just brought it to the stage. Just a little bit heavier, knowing that Ramy was the champ, and we had to respect the big man and bring a bigger package.
Yes, agree. If Brandon Curry bringing his conditioning, but really not, some kind of like getting bigger and really looks fuller, I think Brandon Curry it's not gonna, match up and hard battle with Big Ramy. Because why? Because the judges right now, I think for this year, for this era, it's really looking for fuller and looking for freak mass monster. And if Brandon Curry bring the conditioning Brandon Curry, I think Brandon Curry it's not gonna take the second place in the Mr. Olympia. But Brandon Curry and his coach is really, working smart and working harder at the same time. that bringing the Brandon Curry being more bigger and being more, heavier, but not nailed the conditioning. Lean Brandon Curry in Mr. Olympia stage. And yeah, I think Brandon Curry and Big Remy, that's in the Mr. Olympia 21 really hard battle and matchup. And that's why I think Brandon Curry is take the second place. But I really had Brandon Curry winning the show because of Brandon Curry symmetry, of Brandon Curry more bigger improvement and get the conditioning at the same time. But I think it's just the political in bodybuilding.
Yeah. Roughly, you're 5'8", correct?
Yes, sir.
So rough. What do you think? You're about 260 at the last Olympia?
Nah, I'm not that heavy, man. I was probably like 247, I think.
Honesty, I love it. Okay. Okay, so that's all the past history.
So Brandon Curry weight is 247 in the Mr. Olympia 2021. Imagine that Brandon Curry is more heavier than 247. I think it's really, having same size like a Big Remy. Because I think Big Remy in the Mr. Olympia 2021, he's still 290 or 300 plus pounds, right? But Brandon Curry only 247. Imagine that Brandon Curry, in the 270 or maybe just 280, just 270. Just imagine that. Brandon Curry bringing the same similar look, bringing the same size as a Big Remy. So I think it's just the political in the bodybuilding in the Mr. Olympia. So now you're having, guys, now the Brandon Curry podcast and interview by Ron Harris in the Muscular Development Magazine YouTube videos, collaboration with me, okay, in the Joan Sagala YouTube channel. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you love this video and content, and if you think this video and YouTube channel really bring the benefit and value information in the bodybuilding sport for all of you, please click the bell button, ring that bell, okay, so you're not missing one at all, because I try to upload the routine in my YouTube channel in bodybuilding news and bodybuilding podcast. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you watch this video until the end, I'm your host Joan Sagala signing out. May God bless you all.